Sam Chui is a citizen of the sky, now a pilot himself. Sam has amassed a YouTube subscriber base of over 3 million people who look to him for the latest news, trends, reviews, and stories in travel and aviation. And he is joining us now. Sam, thank you for being here. How you doing?
It's such a pleasure,
Yeah.
and it's great to be back to
Yeah.
network, to meet people face to face, and a lot of things to see at the show. It's tiring, but it's amazing.
You're having a great time. We'll talk about EBACE in just a second, but first, where did your passion for aviation come from?
Yeah, it came when I was young. I think this is where most people picked up the aviation bug. When I was young, I traveled a lot with my mother, and I, just fell in love inside the airplane. And I will say this is the way I want to be. I love flying on the airplane. And also, I grew up in Hong Kong, where we have a very spectacular airport in the middle of the city. We have a runway out there, and planes do a 47 degrees bank into Kai Tak. And many aviators would love to try to do a simulator landing there. So I grew up watching tons of Boeing 747 land at that airport, and I hang on myself to the fans at night, watching 747, smelling the jet fuel, and looking through the window, seeing all the people inside. 400 people airborne on a 747, 400 tons of metal bird, carry 400 people, 400 stories. It's great aviation uniting the world and uniting all the humanities. This is why I love aviation.
And you're a pilot yourself now.
Fortunately, to be honest, I just want to share this with you. I never felt I can become a pilot because I'm not great at physics. I'm not great at multitasking, and I'm a little overweight as well, to be honest. And up until COVID, when everything halted and there's no more flight for me to travel to take on, I walk into a local flight school in Torrance, California, Sling Pilot Academy. They showed me their latest airplane, and it was a rudder and stick and rudder in the middle, and it was loaded with touchscreen Garmin avionics. It was that easy to fly. I didn't believe it, because in the old mindset I had was 6-pack gauges, steam gauges, and the airplane's really hard to fly. You have to use your hand, use your head, and use your foot to fly. And that airplane has really changed my outlook. And I said, let me give a shot to see how far I can become. And I realized throughout the journey, it's just that it's a practice thing. It's just like driving a car. The more you drive, the more you fly, the better you at it. It makes you a better person, because you now have to start thinking many steps ahead with a clear, cool mindset, and safety, security is always number one. And also, you become better at multitasking. So I really felt that becoming a pilot has really added on a lot of knowledge and appreciation to the aviation industry. And this is a great thing for life for me to have.
Yeah, you can tell that you're passionate about it. You can hear it in your voice, how much you love it.
I light up when I talk about airplanes every time.
You really do. Okay, so you really have your finger on the pulse of this industry. So what are the trends that you're seeing here at EBACE?
EBACE is very interesting this time because we're not only seeing the latest present airplane at the lineup outdoor to see the latest Gulfstream, latest Bombardier, latest Dassault Falcon or Airbus, Boeing, and all the other manufacturers out there. We are also seeing the future of the aviation at the display here, which is actually coming much closer than I thought. So what I mean the future, we're looking at electric airplane, hybrid airplane, eVTOLs, drones, and even flying cars. I know this is very abstract still. It's not gone through the regulator yet, but we got to try to get there. So with all these advancement in advanced air mobility, we see a very diverse range of things on display. It's not only just the private jets people think. It's a whole lot more than here, and also all the company service, who installation, doing charter broker, who do all the interiors, who do Wi-Fi, internet. There's a whole lot of industry within the aviation.
Changing really quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are some of the coolest products or exhibitors that you saw during EBACE?
Well, I'm an airplane lover. I always enjoy in every show getting inside an airplane.
Yeah.
That's where your heart pumps when you're walking on the stair to see a brand new plane you haven't seen before. Which this show, we have seen 2 new launches. The global premiere of the Dassault Falcon 6X outdoor, and that is a very nice large jet. And also the premiere of the Bombardier Global 8000, and that was also a very exciting moment when the president announced on the stage the airplane goes supersonic speed during the test. They broke through the sound barrier Mach one. So I think in this sector, in private aviation, why I really excited about is planes go fly faster, plane goes fly higher, and often also at the forefront of sustainability ahead of the commercial aviation. So there's a front indicator, which I think happens in business aviation.
Sustainability has really been a big topic this week. Have you seen that as you've been walking around? What are those conversations that you've been having on that topic?
I think COVID has changed the outlook of many people now, and sustainability has, continued being rising and rising. People talk about we want to fly. We don't want to just sit at home, but we want to do it sustainably. So there has to be a technology involvement and breakthrough to help us to get there. So on the back of my conscious flight, on the back of my conscious mind, I don't want to overdone, because in the old days, I can tell you, in maybe early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, we do mileage run. And then airplane burn lots and lots of gas, right? At that time wasn't much of a concern, although aviation's only about 2 to 3% of the global emission. But here, still, we have that duty among the industry, among the passenger. Each of us has to make conscious mind to think about how we can save a little bit by a little bit, because all live on the same planet here. And I spoke to a lot of experts about sustainable aviation fuel, about made awareness of this is what we need. It's an abstract form when you talk about sustainability. It's very abstract. It's not a product you can see, right? So this is why I think my role is very important now, to talk to people to understand and make other people aware of how we can move forward and how we can get more staff on board and how we can use alternative method of traveling.
Yeah. So you are all over the world traveling. How can people follow along and see where you are next?
I think I follow aviation. If people follow aviation, all the events where the planes is happening, there's where I go. And also, I think most people you're in the industry, we probably meet there again and again. It's a great industry because what's exciting every time is not only the plane, it's also the people behind. We meet, we network, and we laugh, and then we have a great food together,
Yeah, have a great time.
Yeah.
Great. Well, Sam, thank you for taking some time to come by and talk with us.
Pleasure.
We appreciate it. Thank you.